E lana saunoanga i Philadelphia na ta'wai le sui President Kamala Harris le sunga e wao se whapea o se tasi e iai le langona o leuna inga o tangata mo se manuia ma le tulanga i peo na iai lona naunau ta inga i talo sanga ina i tangata o le atunuu ina ia naunau ini mea le lei a wase lumana i manuia o le atunuu. E le mai ai o le saunoanga Harris na whaapotupotu ai e le kovane a Walls le motu tangata mo le whaupunga malosi o loma ai loa i le whanati o vaa o le sui President na muli mai ai se vaitau vevesi i whainga whaupawhaia Amerika ua whailonga ina i se tau whainga e whasionti ai le sa ave mua President a Donald Trump ma una i ai President Joe Biden e whaamutela na toi palota ma whaamalosi ai Harris e vave tuu whaatasia le vaenga whaatemu kalasi ma filifilia se paanga tau vaa i tutonu o le lua vaiaso.
Inisio tala, o se tasi o alo le atunuu tale nia i taalonga a Feleti, lea ua ia whaatuina se mataatia i taalonga o Olimpeka, na maua se avanoa ma le tamaitai a Filomena Leonisa Jacopo, e so o tai ai malau KVZK, e whaamanino ai ana fuafuanga mo le lumanai, ai meise o lona nganga whaatai tele i le avanoa o mawhai ai ona ia maua i lana saunoanga na ia taua i whaapea o le lango maalosi a lona ainga ai meise o tangata le atunuu i le avea ai o ia ma se tasi e whai masui o Amerika Samoa i le itu pao tamaitai i le taalonga i le Olimpeka na taua fo'i i le tamaitai a Filomena Leonisa o lo iai pea le naunau tainga ia te ia e whaauau pea o na avea ma se tangata taalo i nei taalonga ai meise le itu i le momoe po le track and field. O le vai aso na te anei na matusia ele tise inisio vaenga o tuala auta ona o se whaale tonu tele na tūlai mai masini e awina atu ai le ele tise.
O le motusia o le ele tise le asa whareile na te anei na awhi ai vaenga patino le tu malo tuala auta o se whaale tonu tele na tūlai mai e le vaenga o ta ua le 13.2 kV bad mount switchgear i tawhatafa o le McDonald. O le nei whaale tonu na iai se a whianga tu sao i le sampalai o le letise mai uai le leto mau le letise no fuanga wa whaina. O le whalavlawe le natula mai le motu si o le wila le natula mai i le tula sumaratasi le taiao na a whiai le malai lele o petesa ma o toviu. O le tula whai le vavea o na whaatutai ai e le au whaingaruenga le aspa ngaruenga whaaleia. Ina ia vave o na toe ola le letise i nuu sa a whiai le motu si o le wila. I le whai unga le vaiaso nei, le ana mandui ai ngā ruenga whaalelei e le aspa, i le toe whaolaina, mai o le tise, i le mai ai o se taimi, na motu si ai.
Mai tala mai apia, o se tasi o i lātou e to aiva, o loo tua ia i le mata upo o le sunuina, o se whale o loa i whale ula, ua tu ua Samoa mo ngā luenga whaavei taimi, a o wha ngā solo, lana mata upo i lumo al whaamsinonga, ua whaatolu o na tūlai leo molia i lumo al whaamsinonga maulunga i Samoa.
Ina ua leo o atu le ua molia ma vai alia paneta ma tu ina atu ai loa i le whaamsinonga maulunga se tusi Samania. O le vaiaso nei le ana whaamoe e tūlai ai le pale i lumo le whaamsinonga whaatasi ai maisi ua molia ia Henry Frenton tua olo palangi pi o vai alia paneta o vaiao Makelusa Levasa, Blessed Frenton, Williamu Frenton, Teofilo, Fetaiai Pi, ma maua i seaso Teofilo. Peita ai na whailoe le loia le malo ia Lupe Matasila i linganoa atoa, o lo tūlai mo le ofisa ro loia sili i le whaamasinonga. Le to e sea o le pale e peo na whaamonia mai le li ilo leo sue. E to aiva li i mai le afio ango whale ula, o lo whea ngai mamolianga o se sunuina o se whale teu o loa i le masino yuni. Na whailoa e le whaamasino ia Roma le talo sanga li tu te e ma le manao mi o le resitara o le whaamasinonga e ilo le talo sanga mo fisosoani whale tu la fono. O lea la na toi tolo po ai le mata o mo le lua vaiaso ina ia mauai se taimi e sa ili ai se ua molia se luia. Ele i whaauruina se whaatananga ina ia mawhai ai e i lantou ua molia o na whaamautu loia. Na talosanga ina e le tua le malo se tusi saisai mo le pale e peitai na whaamalamalama e whaamasino broma e whaapea e whaatu a mawhai lava o na tu ina atu se tusi saisai pe a whai e le lei o na whaau o atu le tusi Samania i le ua molia.
O tatou tala mai le Pasifika o lea ua whaamaunia mai le malo New Zealand lana lango i le fufuanga fou a le United States a wā le whaalele ino whale lea e ngausia ia upenga i le tūlangi le Pasifika.
O lo sila nei le United States e whaalau tele lo nā vanoi puna o fau wa upenga ma tu whaatasia whaavai whalinga osi o loa mai si atu na o. O lo iai le whaamoe moe e whaateleina le malosi o whaatau o le tala whaatatau o tupe le United States. Wa sauni au Italia e ngosi ni punuafi whaatonu tonu i taitai mo le United States mo se vaenga o le nei tamu whenga whain tulangi. Wa whaani e taitai le military a Amerika ni atunga lunga e winga i le tele vavio le angai i lumo saina i lea vaenga ma le manaonga e sauni mo whetena inga e ono tula i mai li tulangi le Indo-Pacific. Na ta ua le minister o le puipuinga ni Usile Judith Collins le lango le antunu mo le whaamalosia o le puipuinga o whalinga o si oloa o le ngaru lue whaatasi le whaasawina o whaamatalanga ma le whaititi o pāpuipui. O le whai lautusi o le puipuinga Amerika Lloyd Austin na i whaamalamalameina tau mo whainga uma e tu whaatasi ai pisinisi tau puipuinga ma whaamalosia le whaavai pisinisi. Le fuafuangana a mata i le Pentagon i le lua tausanga tāluai e fo i ai le ato tō le ngau singa o le military whaatasi ai mo le presidente ia Joe Biden o lo whaatoruina whainga whaanatinati mau fi ai ma na paanga.
O le aso o mai e tātou tala mo le tau mo le tai mo Amerika Samoa. O tātou tala nai le nei afiafi au la so o mai e tātou tala i le ngangana Peritania. The Limanu and La'apui administration dedicated the new courthouse this morning. Vice President Kamala Harris announces her running mates for the presidential election. And Ms. Jacopo shares her insights and plans with KVZK TV from Paris. Talofa, this is your evening news on KVZK TV. The eagerly anticipated courthouse in Whangatongo, constructed by Nanas Inc., was officially inaugurated this morning. Since the project started around December in 2022, Reverend Yasepi Ulu of the Congregational Christian Church of American Samoa, Whangatongo, led the ceremony this morning. Governor Limanu Palipoisialenga Maunga, his cabinet members, government officials, and First Lady Elamonga presided over the ribbon-cutting ceremony. This is a significant milestone under the Limanu and La'apui administration. During his remarks, Governor Lemanu highlighted the shared commitment of every administration to prioritizing the development and revitalization of infrastructure to improve service delivery across the territory. The project commenced on December 28, 2022, with an initial deadline set for January this year. However, the completion has been significantly delayed due to the numerous change orders, delayed materials, and fluctuations in weather conditions. Additionally, the government has proposed multiple modifications to the original plans following consultations with the Chief Justice regarding the requirements for the courtrooms. Faleosina Voigt, the Director of Public Works, provided details, insights into this multi-million-dollar project.
The new court building project was made possible with Bond Series 2021A when the 2050 bonds were considered for a refinance to a lower interest rates. With this refinance strategy, the administration was able to obtain additional funds for new government projects, hence the new court building, High Court building project. In the design, there were parameters incorporated to meet flooding requirements in the V-zone area, whereby the new building has been elevated. Also, ADA accessible with ramps and elevator incorporated in the new building. Design was also to meet the needs of the High Court. It is a two-story, 160 feet long by 60 feet wide. It houses 2 new courtrooms on the first floor and 1 new courtroom on the second floor. It was built by the company Nanas Incorporation American Samoa at a cost of $7.5 million. It was designed by the Department of Public Works, also managed through construction by the Department of Public Works. Congratulations, Chief Justice and the Judicial Branch.
Fiopaipai Emilio Tuaolo Fruin, the Chief Executive Officer of Nana's company, spearheaded this multi-million-dollar project in collaboration with General Manager Shirley Fruin and Head Carpenter Fainga Samuelu. In news from Washington, D.C., Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was formally presented to the public by Kamala Harris at a lively rally in Pennsylvania earlier this week, intended to generate momentum for the newly formed Democratic presidential ticket leading up to Election Day. Speaking in Philadelphia, Vice President Kamala Harris described Walz as someone who fosters a sense of belonging and encourages people to dream big, asserting that he embodies the qualities that America deserves in a vice president. Following Harris's address, Governor Walz rallied the crowd for the forthcoming intense campaign, acknowledging the urgency of the moment and the 91 days remaining until Election Day. The selection of Walz as the vice presidential candidate follows a tumultuous period in American politics, marked by an attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump, prompting President Joe Biden to end his re-election campaign, thereby compelling Harris to swiftly unite Democrats and select a running mate within a demanding 2-week timeframe. By choosing Walz, a 60-year-old Midwestern governor, military veteran, and advocate for labor unions, Harris has elevated an individual who has advanced a progressive Democratic agenda in his states, including comprehensive measures to protect abortion rights and offer substantial aid to families, having emerged as the most significant decision made by the Democratic nominee. Thus far, Harris' choice of Walz indicates a preference for a broadly acceptable candidate, one who emphasizes the need for more joy in politics and counters the ominous rhetoric of Republicans with a lighter touch. Harris anticipates that Walz will enhance her campaign's prospects in the crucial Upper Midwest, an area pivotal in presidential politics and historically influential in bolstering Democrats' bids for the presidency. This region continues to weigh heavily on the party following Trump's victories in Michigan and Wisconsin in 2016, despite his subsequent losses in 2020. Trump's renewed focus on these states alongside an expanded attention to Minnesota has underscored the significance of the region in the 2024 presidential election. Since Walz's announcements, the campaign has reported raising over $20 million from grassroots contributions, signifying early fundraising success. Joyeta Fengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK. A talented young woman from American Samoa made history by achieving record-breaking success at the Olympics in Paris. Filomena Leonisa Tapuayalupe Jacopo had the opportunity to share her insights and plans with KVZK TV from Paris, offering a unique perspective on her journey and what lies ahead.
I am very honored to represent American Samoa in the 2024 Olympic Games. Competing in the Olympics is already a huge achievement in itself, which I'm very grateful to be a part of, but breaking the national record for American Samoa was truly a blessing, and I am very grateful and I feel very blessed. Having a strong support system is very important, and I am extremely grateful to have my family who has supported me in my journey to competing in the Olympics representing American Samoa. Without them, I would not be here today. They have stood by me in every step of my journey, through every triumph, through every loss or challenge that I have faced. They've always believed in me, even during times when I didn't believe in myself. So I'm very grateful to have them. And I'm very thankful for our American Samoa National Olympic Committee President, Tuia'ana Ed Imo. And I especially want to give all my thanks to the American Samoa Track and Field Association, our President and Vice President, Dawn and Deanna Fuimaono. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to represent our home, American Samoa, in the Olympics. Without all these people, I would not be here today, and I'm very grateful for their support in my endeavor, in my dreams of competing in the Olympics in track and field. I'm just very grateful and I'm very blessed. Thank you.
Ms. Jacopo, a dedicated student majoring in neuroscience, is determined to pursue advanced studies in her field. She also aspires to continue her passion for track and field at the college level, showcasing her commitment to academic and athletic excellence.
Being only 18 years old and carrying the American Samoa flag is an immense honor. I am so proud and I hold so much pride in carrying the American Samoa flag in the Olympics and showcasing who we are and our culture to the world. I would like for this to be a testament to the youth back in American Samoa that any dream is possible as long as you stay true to yourself, stay true to your training, and whatever challenges that may come your way, that you are able to overcome them. Especially to our Samoan women in American Samoa, that you can do anything, no matter what people may say or think, that any dream that you have is possible. I am just very blessed and I'm very grateful, especially only being 18 years old. I will only continue to get better from here. I still have a lot to learn and improve from, but I only hope to make the people of American Samoa proud. After Paris, I will be heading to Texas to attend Baylor University, and I will be majoring in neuroscience. I do plan to try out for Baylor University's track and field team because I aim to improve my sprinting technique and to clock in faster times for American Samoa.
Last week's power outage in some parts of Tualauta was caused by a significant fault in the 13.2 kilowatts pad mount switchgear. The power outage last Friday that impacted specific areas of Tualauta County was identified as a significant fault occurring in the 13.2 kilowatts pad mount switchgear located near the McDonald's roundabout. This fault had a direct impact on the electricity supply, resulting in the temporary loss of power in the affected areas. The outage, which occurred around 1 a.m., impacted the airport, Petesa, Otterville, as well as Ili'ili. At 4 a.m. on Friday, ASPA linemen conducted a switching operation to transfer the loads from Feeder 7 to Feeder 9 after it was determined by the American Samoa Power Authority Chief Executive Officer Wallen Young that the pad mount switch was beyond repair. However, at 6 a.m., another outage occurred in parts of Petesa and Otterville due to blown primary fuses on the pad mount switch at the old FC Morse. At 9 a.m. on Friday, the linemen from ASPA performed a second set of switching to resolve the issue. As a result, they transferred a portion of the Betesa and Otterville loads onto Feeder 6, effectively restoring power to Feeder 7. During last weekend, the dedicated crews from ASPA diligently worked to replace the malfunctioning pad mount switch located near the McDonald's roundabout. This proactive effort successfully restored stable power to the previously affected areas, ensuring that residents and businesses could rely on a consistent supply of electricity. Joya Tafengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK. In news from Apia, one of the 9 accused in the Faleula arson case has absconded Samoa to take up seasonal work employment while his case is pending in the High Court. Known as Tetele Pi'i Lepale or PJ, the accused has failed to appear for the third time before the Supreme Court. Following the non-appearance of the defendant and via Leopanita, the Supreme Court issued a summons. Lepale was expected to appear in court this week alongside co-defendants Henry Fretton, Tuaolo Palangipi'i, via Leopanita, Bayao Mekulisa Lebasa, Blessed Fretton, Viliamu Fretton, Teofilo Fitayaipi'i, and Maueseaso Teofilo. However, the prosecuting attorney, Lupe Matasila Ilinganoa Atoa, representing the AG's office, informed the court of Lepale's absence as confirmed by the investigating officer. 9 men from Faleula village are collectively facing charges of arson in relation to the burning down of a warehouse building in June. Justice Roma acknowledged the defendant's request and the need for the court register to deliberate on the legal aid application. Consequently, the matter was adjourned for 2 weeks to allow the defendants to seek legal counsel. No pleas have been entered to enable the defendants to secure legal representation. The prosecution requested a warrant of arrest for Lepale. However, Justice Roma explained that a warrant of arrest could only be issued if the summons had been effectively served upon the defendants, which had not occurred. This incident is not unique, as individuals facing serious charges before the courts have evaded detention and only come to attention when they fail to appear in court. Joyeta Fengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK. In news from the region, New Zealand government has officially pledged its support to the United States' new strategy to expand the defense industrial base for weapon production throughout the Indo-Pacific region. In June, the government affirmed its endorsement of the Statement of Principles for Indo-Pacific Defense Industrial Base Collaboration. The United States is looking to expand its access to new sources of weapons and integrate defense industrial bases with other countries. This is aimed at increasing the purchasing power of the United States defense budget. Australia is set to produce guided missiles for the U.S. as part of this regional effort. U.S. military leaders have expressed concerns about China's rapid advancements in this area and the need to prepare for potential conflicts in the Indo-Pacific region. New Zealand's Defense Minister Judith Collins noted the country's support for strengthening defense industrial resilience, collaboration in information sharing, and reducing barriers. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin highlighted efforts to integrate defense industries and strengthen the industrial base. The strategy began at the Pentagon 2 years ago to address deficiencies in military production acceleration, with President Joe Biden directing urgent measures and involving allies. The Department of Defense is committed to establishing a network of domestic and allied supply chains and focusing on hypersonic weapons technology development. In 2022, New Zealand was included in the National Technology and Industrial Base, a military trade pact, reducing legal obstacles for the United States to share advanced military technology. The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy emphasizes involving allies and partners at all stages of defense planning and highlights the importance of aligning capabilities with the United States military needs. Australia is leading the way in manufacturing military equipment, and New Zealand is expected to focus on acquiring technology that is compatible with Australian and U.S. systems. The U.S. government has pledged to establish a partnership for Indo-Pacific industrial resilience to share best practices, but New Zealand's involvement in a new regional framework for maintaining U.S. military equipment is unclear. The U.S. Embassy described the regional framework as a cooperative and coordinated approach that reduces operational risk enhances readiness and increases capabilities for the United States and its partners, whether to support Ukraine or help in disasters. It also includes a U.S. commitment to adapt and evolve. Labour Party's Foreign Affairs spokesperson, David Parker, suggested that the Defence Force had been in talks with Australia and the United States and others regarding obtaining defence technology and hardware, as well as interoperability. Parker mentioned New Zealand is a small player when it comes to military technology and generally buys it, and they are not and are unlikely to become a substantial producer of arms. He also emphasized that nevertheless, they believe the most important issue right now is not the origin of the hardware, but the direction of their foreign policy and how New Zealand navigates the increasingly tense relationship between China and the United States of America. Joyeta Fengai Mali'i reporting for KVZK. Your weather and tide coming up next. That's your news on KVZK TV. Thank you for joining us so far.
Lord.